I'm overwhelmed, and I'm gonna do my best not to cry, and if it happens, it's gonna be okay. Thank you so much to Cantor Kleinman and Cantor Dreskin, found you, my beloved TBE clergy team, our local clergy colleagues who are here with us tonight. I am overwhelmed with gratitude for this special moment and for the privilege to serve this incredible community. Thank you to all of you who were able to join us tonight in person or on the live stream or on Zoom any of the other times we gathered this weekend, despite the weather. It's been such a blessing. Our Torah portion, Vayechi, is about just that, blessings. In this week's story, our patriarch Jacob takes an opportunity to bless each of his children as he nears the end of his life. Tonight, on the other hand, we are celebrating a sacred beginning. And given the Parsha this Shabbat, I should say the Parsha of this morning's Shabbat, I wanted to take an opportunity to count our blessings with gratitude and to look toward our shared future. I would be remiss not to begin by acknowledging the two special people here with us who have guided me personally and professionally and helped me arrive at this moment. Ellen and Amanda, each of you are a blessing in my life. I remember being an overeager teenager in the song leading program at the URJ Kutz Camp, watching Cantor Dreskin lead services, just like Rabbi Knight mentioned earlier. Her knees bending in time with the rhythm, her face lifted in joy to the sky. It was electric. It was there and at many Jewish music conferences to follow, and I mean many, that I learned from Ellen how to craft and lead intentional and moving worship. From her riveting storytelling and prayer introductions to her love of discovering the glamour in the Hebrew grammar, which is a class she teaches, to being transparent about what we are doing when we lead prayer. Ellen inspired me from the first day I met her. I remember attending the URJ Biennial Conference in 2013 and running into Ellen as we were washing our hands in the restroom. My memory is that she saw me, lit up, and said something like, "I was just thinking about you," to which I thought, in the bathroom? And she says, "Would you like to study together?" Dumbstruck, I smiled and nodded, while thinking in my head, she's so sweet and there's no way that's happening. We bumped into each other again the next day in the hallway, and she put her hands on her hips and sternly said, "You didn't email me yesterday to schedule our study." So we spent the next year and a half studying one-on-one in Chavruta on Google Hangouts before Zoom was cool, cracking open the Siddur to translate the words of our prayers and to mine them for meaning. Our time learning together was so meaningful to me that I still have handwritten notes from those conversations here in my office at TBE. At some point during those months of study, she nudged me and said, applying to cantorial school at Hebrew Union College might not be a bad idea. And the rest is history. Ellen is, in no small part, why I became a cantor. And more importantly, she helped inspire and shape the kind of cantor I have become. She showed me what it could look like to be a song-leading cantor with intellectual, spiritual, and musical depth, to make new insights found in old prayers feel like a gift when shared with others. Thank you, Ellen, for the blessings of your teachings, your lifelong support, and your friendship. When I took Ellen's advice and applied to cantorial school, Cantor Kleinman served as the student representative on my interview committee. And so it seemed beshert that following my ordination, by the way, on Zoom in 2020, so I had PTSD this weekend, I would end up working for Cantor Kleinman at Westchester Reformed Temple in Scarsdale, New York. It was quite the wild start. I signed my contract the week before everything in New York shut down due to COVID, and I began this new position in July 2020 on Zoom from the dining table of my apartment, working there for an entire year, only setting foot inside the temple's building to film our high holiday services. Ask us about that later, it was pretty wild. Amanda was, and has always been, nothing but supportive, warm, and welcoming. She was an exemplar of generosity as a senior cantor, making space for me and the other cantors that worked with us with grace. She didn't just make space, she actively sought out our thoughts, ideas, opinions, and visions. It was truly a cantorial team effort. It was from Cantor Kleinman that I learned the practical parts of cantorial work that I hadn't learned in school, like how to coordinate the many behind-the-scenes logistics of a special weekend like this one, in partnership with clergy, staff, lay leaders, congregants. She taught me how to zoom out and consider the larger picture of synagogue systems and needs so that we could deploy ourselves effectively as leaders of the congregation. And most importantly, she showed me through both word and action how to serve as a thoughtful, compassionate, patient, and generous leader. I am the cantor I am here at TBE in part because of you, Amanda, and for that I am so grateful. Some thank yous to the many people at TBE who have made my joining and thriving in this community possible. Where is she? I gotta find her in the crowd. To Cantor Thomas, wherever you are, wave. To Cantor Thomas, Cantor Bernard, and Rabbi Schindler, where are you? Yes. Thank you. In order to look ahead, it's important to acknowledge the shoulders upon which I stand. It is due in part to your beautiful leadership that I came into the Temple Beth community at a time of strength and growth. I am grateful to be your colleague and to draw from your wells of knowledge and experience. To my clergy team, Rabbi Nichols, my fellow former Westchester clergy buddy, thank you for bringing your effervescent sparkle to everything we do at Temple. If ever I find my energy flagging, I know that a quick pep talk with you will change my day for the better. Your commitment to our children and their education inspires me, and your talent in creating beautiful art, including this gorgeous talit that I'm wearing tonight, brings me joy. Rabbi Erdheim, in you I have found both a colleague and a friend. Thank you for trying, at least, to bring me up to speed on pop culture and sports. For inviting me to join and teach at TBE Jam events, and for introducing me to some great humans who have become my friends. I'm inspired by your passion for justice, and I'm uplifted by your sense of humor. I especially love your thoughtfulness when we plan meaningful worship together. Thank you for being you. And Rabbi Knight, last but not least, it is because of you that I chose to join this incredible congregation. I do not take for granted for 1 second the opportunity to work with such a thoughtful, warm, intelligent, and visionary rabbi. Your ability to see months and years ahead and your people-centered approach inspire me daily. I dream about Temple Beth becoming an even more vibrant hub of Jewish life and culture. And I know that together with our clergy colleagues, our staff team, and our fabulous lay leaders, we can make that vision a reality. Thank you for your ongoing support and encouragement. I can't wait to see what we create together. I want to take a moment for Hakarat Hatov, recognizing the good as we do in our weekly staff meeting every Tuesday at Temple Beth, to express gratitude to our COO, Jonathan Friedman, and our phenomenal staff team for everything you do today and every day, in front of and behind the scenes, to make TBE run smoothly. I'm pausing my written speech to just say the amount of pivoting and flexibility that was required to make the events of this weekend possible and successful on Zoom and on live stream and in person is an incredible feat, and I can't even keep talking about it because I'll cry, but I just thank you to everyone who had any part in doing that. Thank you to our current and future presidents, Alan Kronovit and AJ Sechrist. Your leadership is compassionate and strong, and I am so grateful to be one of your partners in the work. Alan, I don't see you. Will you wave at me? Thank you to Tammy Siegel, Ginger Brock, and the entire Cantorial Search Committee. Your warmth and kindness hooked me from day one of the interview, and without you, I would not be here. Thank you to Howard Seidler, Jamie Tannenbaum, and the Installation Committee. This weekend has felt magical to me, despite the ice and snow. Little bit of snow. Thank you for all you've done to help prepare this weekend's events and for making this feel like a really special celebration for me and for the TBE community. And last but not least, thank you to my family. This part always gets me at the last installation too. Okay. There are not enough words to express how grateful I am to be enveloped by your love and support. Thank you for being a part of my journey from the very beginning, for always being present and lending a listening ear, and for being my biggest cheerleaders. I love you, and I'm so happy that you are here to celebrate this occasion with me. Okay. I feel so deeply blessed that my path has led me here to Temple Bethel. I have already felt so warmly welcomed by this community in my first 6 months here, and I feel lucky to have already managed to develop some deep connections and relationships with members of our congregation. From singing with our little ones at CJP Shabbat, to the High Holy Day Adult Choir, to B'nai Mitzvah students and their families, to Shir Kids, to Hebrew High, to TBE Jam, to Spice, Brotherhood, and Miriam's Well, to our upcoming Wicked-themed Purim Spiel, to observing every part of the life cycle, Shabbat services, and more. It is a joy and a privilege to be part of such a rich and vibrant sacred community. In Parshat Vayechi, Jacob blesses his children as his life comes to a close. These blessings in turn conclude the book of Genesis. And whenever we finish a book of Torah, we say, Chazak, Chazak v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. I am so excited to celebrate my own covenant with and commitment to TBE through this weekend's installation rituals and festivities. May we continue to strengthen and be strengthened by our community. And may our journey be filled with blessings that enable us to continue to blossom and grow, leading us forward together in strength. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shavua Tov.